And listen to the reception. They've won the last two series for themselves, for Phil Gould and their state. The Maroons of Queensland, led out by one of the all-time greats, Mal Meninga. Highest Origin point scorer, 157, and they bow and salute to the great man who will take the Kangaroos most certainly at the end of the year to England. Miles of rugby league yards behind him. Fourth Origin for Bill Harrigan, and we're underway at the Sydney Football Stadium. The first tackle of the match. It went sadly astray. Play by Ian Roberts. It was a soft play, the first. Lazarus gets it just beyond the 30-metre point. Pushed on for Stewart and across. Daly has opened them up already. Over the halfway line. Had he have looked inside, there was an opportunity.
Oh, Timmy Brasher was unmarked on the inside. He can sniff out a try, the fullback. As Meninga goes the blind side and pushes off Mackay and goes over the sideline.
Langer with it. Bella wants it. He really pumps up for Origin football, Martin Bella. Been in good form as well. Almost played it the wrong way.
Well, Marty's copped the knock in that tackle. He's come up not knowing where he is.
Steve Roach on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, I can see the players, Robertson, Lazarus, and also Paul Sheridan itching to get into these front-on tackles as Alfie Langer makes a big break.
Down to the 40-metre line, Steve, and the pass goes across the front of Willie Kahn.
Well, a lovely break there made by Alfie Langer after a good pass, I think, from Billy Moore, put him into some space.
Brasher, McGregor, 2-on-1. Brasher goes out to help him. He's away inside the 30-metre line, McGregor. Harrigan wants the ball. Elias comes back. Stewart, now Daly. Daly looking for that gap. 2 metres out, chance here. Blues try, I think. Yes. First try of the game. Who is it? Is it Roberts?
Ian Roberts is the man.
No, it's Paul Harrigan.
It's the chief from Newcastle who's got the try.
He got into dummy half here. A quick play, the ball from Laurie Daly. Some doubt about whether he actually got up to play it, and gets the ball down on the line. The referee was in great position. Plenty of Queensland defence there. But the speed of the play, the ball from Laurie Daly was the key factor.
This will be 6-0 in Origin 1. It is. Rod Wishart has come from the field now. Ben Elias. Stewart again. Goes for the drop goal. And I fancy just wide it is. Elias comes back. Sirenen goes up. Bumps off one. Pops it out for Brasher. Across for Mackay. Graham Mackay back for Ben Elias. Elias gets it away. Daly is with it. Now Stewart. Stewart looks to promote. Pull down 12 out. Still more tackles to come. Roberts for Daly. Daly puts it in behind them. And over the dead ball line off the boot of Julian O'Neill.
Oh, scrambling defence from Queensland was great.
But they've spent the major part of the first half in their own half. Meninga promotes for an opportunity for Kahn. Kahn goes back in field. Kahn runs around them. Kahn goes to the 30-metre line. O'Neill supports him. 5 tackles gone now. O'Neill held down by Sirenen. Harrigan's patience was tested. Langer runs to the defence line. It came off Daly, and it's dived on there by Roberts. Walters to dummy half again as they go left, and a face ball across for Billy Moore. He's tackled by Paul Sirenen, and again Sirenen hangs on. Walters back for Langer now. Langer puts the step on, turns it back. Walters away for Renoff, then Meninga, now O'Neill, and Julian O'Neill gets the first Queensland try.
Yeah, sensational work there from Queensland. Their second set of 6. Great work from Alan Langer to step a couple of players. This pass was important to Renoff. You just see that Fittler was forced to come in, so too Graham Mackay, and had some work to do, Julian O'Neill.
And the great courage of Queensland on their own line for 20 minutes. Only 1 try against them, and O'Neill finishes off out wide.
Julian O'Neill, the youngest player in Origin 1, and he's just missed it.
I think the defence of Queensland has sharpened up out wide. They were really stunned by the fact that New South Wales were prepared to go wide so early in the game. Third tackle, they made a bust. Graham Mackay puts the kick in, puts a little bit of pressure on O'Neill, who's forced to take the ball and does a great job. Will he have the speed? Yes. He's away from Graham Mackay. He was so close to the touchline, Julian O'Neill. Here they come, right on half-time. Harrigan lost it. Did the ref see it? It comes away for Stewart. Switches the point of the attack. Daly. Just outside 10-metre line. Mackay. He's held and put away by the Maroons. 13 seconds to go. First half coming to its close. Stewart puts the grubbing kick through. Brasher goes in, but he's offside. No try. And I take you back to the Harrigan incident where he appeared to knock on in the tackle. Maybe justice has been done.
Well, what a marvellous piece of play. Unfortunately ruled offside for them. I think he was onside. Offside?
There's absolutely nothing in it. Keep in mind the touch judge and the referee had a split second to make their judgment. They ruled in favour of Queensland, and now they've indicated half-time. Have a look at that, Big Mal charging down on Brasher. That's like standing on a railway line with the Southern Aurora coming at you. Now the Blues, Mackay and Barnhill, the St George combination, then for McGregor, now for Daly. And they're on the 40-metre line on the opposition end of the ground. Referee Harrigan gives Queensland the penalty.
Well, he's saying that Laurie Daly has put the football down to play it and then picked it up in the ruck. Daly's appealing that the ball was knocked out by the Queensland player and should have been his penalty. Let's have a look. Trying to get up to play the ball. He's put the ball down. There's no way that he can get up.
That's how far out they are. They're in the centre of the ground as Meninga waits this ball into the corner. Here comes Khan. Oh, boy. How close was that?
Oh, that's a chase between the speed men. It was a beautiful little kick. Willie Khan on the fly, and Tim Brasher had a lot of ground to cover.
That's because they're the best players, Rabs. The 30 best players are on show tonight. Stewart, he's having a great game. And Alfie Lang has lifted. Oh,
now
penalty.
Harrigan's going to give a penalty to the Maroons. He's ruled that Stewart was not facing goal. He scored the only try, and there goes his kick wide. Didn't get it dead either.
Oh, great play, Eddinghouse. And look at this. He's brought the ball out 15 metres. That changes the course of matches.
Gary Belcher on the sidelines.
Walters limping off here. Trevor Gilmeister straight back on the field. He's got some sort of ankle injury. I don't think we'll see him back here tonight.
So a blow for Queensland there, but Julian O'Neill comes back, answering another bomb from New South Wales, or a midfield kick. Barnhill making the tackle with Mackay. They are raking up plenty of tackles, these two from St George. Now Hancock tries to break them. 40 metres out from his own line.
Numbers to the right, Queensland, if they can just promote the ball properly. Langer sees that they have and goes through.
Langer gets in behind them. Meninga chimes in, calls Khan inside, and great defence.
Oh, Fittler. Brad Fittler has come across with a great tackle there. Alan Langer did marvellous work on the inside to get Meninga into space. Meninga calling for Khan to come inside, and Fittler, a show of strength, head over the sideline.
And now Julian O'Neill has just limped from the footy field. Look at him go up the tunnel there. Mark Coyne has gone on. Willie Khan drops back to fullback.
Barnhill tackled about 8 metres on the blue side of the halfway. Well, on the barometer of injuries, Queensland have now had a couple of their stars taken from the field. Ben Elias passes for Lazarus. Lazarus up the centre and put away by Darren Smith. Elias, Stewart, Fittler, Daly out wider. He's the chaser. He's the leader. He got the ball back. He got inside the 20. Now Brad Mackay. He'll score. New South Wales a try. Fittler and Daly, they landed it on.
Well, the kicking game is always going to be so important. Wally Lewis not impressed. The big question that needs to be asked was Laurie Daly onside. The kick from Fittler, he went to the line. He got the little one through. Daly got the bounce straight through Willie Khan. He's got support inside and out, but Brad Mackay, well, I said that Brad Clyde was going to be a big loss to this side. Brad Mackay has done absolutely nothing wrong tonight.
Yeah, great experience shown by Fittler. Little left foot kick. And in the end, Brad Mackay, he came on as a replacement. He replaced Brad Clyde. Massive game, Brad Mackay. He's been everywhere. Well deserves the try.
McGregor comes from the field. Chris Johns has gone on. Fittler was the man engineering. And Graham Mackay adds the extras. Queensland desperate for a converted try, but even that would bring them 2 points short of the New South Wales total. Here goes Alfie Langer, and he's inside the 30-metre line. Billy Moore a dummy half as Queensland go across the field. And it's over there with Khan. He gets it away, and it's with Walters now. Kevin Walters back for Steve Renouf. Renouf, he's dancing inside the 20-metre line. Meninga gets it away. Khan, it comes back across the park, and Willie Khan gets the try. Willie Khan got the try. It was Coyne on the far side of the ground. He played an important part, but none more important than Mal Meninga.
And here come the Maroons, surging back. A brilliant try this. They found the space out wide. There's plenty of defence there. Just the interchange of passing. Coyne, the inside ball, no defence there. And Willie Khan finishes it off.
Well, the fact that Kevin Walters was able to get the ball away in so much traffic was the important pass. This is it here. He's got plenty of defence in front of him. Daly, Fittler, still able to turn and swivel. Steve Renouf does the same, and all of a sudden Meninga's in space. Conversion attempt is successful. 4 minutes to go. 12-8 New South Wales in front of Queensland. 12-10 now. As we see the try here scored adjacent to the post. Willie Khan. They're back in at the Maroons.
They're 40 metres out from their line, or will they put it through the hands? They go for the ladder, then the kick. Off Mal Meninga's boot. Brasher is back on his 20-metre line.
And we had a couple of players outside him, Mal Meninga, as Renouf comes up and grabs Brasher. Thought they should have run the football. He had two men unmarked on the outside. New South Wales had overread the situation. Brasher's hurt himself in that tackle. 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. The ball is now all important. Brasher still getting to his feet.
12-10, and in the last 12 State of Origin games, there's never been more than 12 points between New South Wales and Queensland at the end, and this is not going to be an exception. Queensland, a long, long way to go to either snatch victory or snatch a draw. Coyne at the 79th minute is tackled. Trailing 12-10. Langer pushing it wide. Walters onward. Khan joins in. Floats the pass for Renouf. Renouf down the touchline. Beats one. Gets it in field. Hancock gets it on. Queensland are coming back. Darren Smith for Langer. Langer gets it away. Here's the big fella. Gets the pass on. Coyne goes for the corner and gets the try. Queensland, it's a miracle performance.
Oh, yeah! What about that one? Stello!
Unbelievable. What about that from Queensland? They can't believe it. Unbridled joy on the sideline, and why not?
That's not a try, that's a miracle. Queensland are in front now, and 14-12.
The back line combining with their forwards. What about this? Great work here from Willie Khan, keeping the ball to Renouf. The acceleration of Renouf down the sideline. Great support play from Michael Hancock on the inside. Langer will come into it soon. First, who's that? Darren Smith. What's he doing there? Alan Langer. That pass from Meninga to Mark Coyne. Fittler's across there, valiantly trying to keep him out. So too, Stuart. Coyne reaches out.
It's never in doubt, was it?
What about
The
this?
Queenslanders, they will never say die, and they proved it again here tonight. A massive, brilliant try to finish it off. They've won the match. It's all over.
14-12, and Mal Meninga takes the attempt at conversion. Look at this, it's a beauty! Queensland 16-12, and King Wally goes down to meet his Warriors, and look at the face on Mal Meninga, the highest point scorer in State of Origin. He was there in Game 1 in 1980, and he's led the Maroons to a miracle victory here. Superb effort. They've come from 12-4 down with about 10 minutes to go, then 12-10 down with a minute to go, and they've won 16-12. This is just unbelievable. An Australian record rugby league crowd has gathered to see either Queensland shut down the series here in front of this great sporting crowd at this great sporting stadium, or will it be a case of New South Wales surviving and taking it to a tie-break at Lang Park? Laurie Daly now led out by the managers, Bob Saunders and Jeff Carr. 8th time he's captained the Blues. He's only 24. The Blues come from the famous dressing rooms and make that rather lonely walk out. We ride on the back of Glenn Lazarus, and so too do a lot of the hopes of New South Wales. They're in the walkway and they're out there. And here they come, the magnificent Maroons, many of them very, very tired. But that word would not be in their dictionary tonight. Mal Meninga, he equals the most origin appearances of Wally Lewis right here tonight. And listen to the crowd welcome the men from the Sunshine State. Graham Annesley is also a debutant. What a big moment for the young Sydney referee. His first. Dean Pay's first, and there's the start. The Melbourne Cricket Ground, the crowd goes up, they wait for the first tackle, and there it is. First attack of the game. Stewart, a long pass out for Harrigan, who goes into the air to take it. Flicks it out the back for Paul McGregor. He angles for an opening, but it doesn't present. They're 12 metres from the Queensland line for Ben Elias. Gives it up for Dean Pay, and the debutant player, one of them, is tackled a few metres out from the line.
They're stacking the left-hand side here, New South Wales.
Elias away, Lazarus! Lazarus gets the try! First of the game! First rugby league try on the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
And a very well executed move from New South Wales involving Ben Elias and the big man Lazarus coming through. Very difficult to stop here. They tried to move the markers around. You see that the play the ball man actually interferes with one of the Queensland players. It was Andrew G, and that meant that G couldn't get off the line, made the task easier for Lazarus coming through.
There they are, the big sticks. Inviting Tim Brasher, and he puts it between the uprights. Close, aren't they? As Andrew G works across the back of the ruck for Gary Larson, Billy Moore, and then back. Larson was held, not in possession. I thought it might have brought a penalty. Darren Fritz is tackled now. 6 more, says referee Annesley. So a great opportunity for Queensland. Elias rakes prematurely. In fact, he's got him for hanging all over the man playing the ball. Elias is not impressed. But Queensland, and now a scuffle up.
Well, Kerrod Walters there got very upset with Tim Brasher, who refused to give him the football.
Now Julian takes his first kick at the MCG and misses it. It's back in the field of play. New South Wales able to save it. Half for Paul Harrigan, and now for Rick Stewart. He lets a decoy runner go. The pass goes over the shoulder of Daly. Mullins gets rid of one. Sees an opening. Goes through it. Mullins. Sensational run.
Isn't he playing with some confidence for a man on his debut, Brett Mullins?
7 metres out from the line. Stewart, the long pass. Daly. Just a metre from the line. Ben Elias. Across now. Lofted pass. Takes a bit of the sting out of the attack. Brasher, taken by G and Fritz. Ben Elias on the last. Stewart steps around Kerrod Walters. Gets the kick out wide. Eddinghausen kicks again into the in goal. And off the feet, I think, of Mark Coyne.
Well, a little bit of Australian rules there. Ricky Stewart kicking the ball to Andrew Eddinghausen, who did a great job there.
It's on offer, and the dropout from Julian O'Neill reaches the 40-metre line. Sirenen! And a penalty. 22 out, right in front. He's got it. New South Wales leading 8-0 now. Ben Elias calls for a quick play the ball. The marker finishes on the seat of his pants. Fittler turns it in for Dean Pay. And the Canterbury player, the Canterbury captain, he's put away 11 metres from the line. Ben Elias on now for Brad Fittler. Puts on the step. Then McGregor. McGregor gets the pass away. Came off a Queensland hand. Eddinghausen goes back, looking for the line. Annesley doesn't restart the tackle count. It must have been a blue hand that went up and not a Queenslander. Ben Elias now, long pass for Brasher. Brasher throws it back desperately. McGregor gets a one-hander in. Eddinghausen is there. Then it's gone across for Harrigan. The ball is loose. Mal Meninga was almost into vacant pasture.
There's got to be a stage where on the last tackle you've just got to surrender and let the ball die. As Langer is driven back by Laurie Daly. Nearly got themselves into plenty of strife there, New South Wales. Overconfidence almost.
They haven't got one forward who can break the line.
Fittler brushing Alan Langer away, and then McGregor flick passes. Eddinghausen, down the line he goes. Hancock chases. O'Neill comes across. Eddinghausen wrapped up. Playing his 21st Origin, Andrew Eddinghausen. A great run. Then across through Daly and Stewart. The chaser is Brasher. Taken, though, by Willie Kahn. Queensland play it. Meninga able to step away from Clyde's tackle. He's lost the ball. Mullins gets the pass over for Harrigan. Harrigan, he loses the ball.
Oh, great tackle.
Oh, scrambling defence. He had to score, Paul Harrigan. You can see the despair on his face and the pat on the back for Willie Kahn. And it was Julian O'Neill who came across with the vital touch at the end.
Well, he's put his body on the line, Willie Kahn.
Play now is about 25 metres out from the Queensland line. We're playing in front of a crowd of, well, I suppose 90,000. It's just an incredible atmosphere here. About 90,000 Australian Rugby League record crowd. Langer put down by Mackay, but not before he got it back for Willie Kahn to grab some more metres and take the play into Blues territory by that much, a couple of metres. Then it's away from Kerrod Walters on to Gilmeister. Oh, Larson. Gary obviously wasn't looking at what was going on. And another very ordinary mistake made by the Queenslanders.
That will be half-time. The siren goes. Queensland finished with the mistake. They created plenty of them in the first half. That's why they're trailing by 8 points.
There's a bit of yardage to be gained just close to the play-the-ball area as Daly now works an angle for McGregor. He got a pass away very well. Harrigan, for a big man, did equally as well. Then Dean Pay picks up the dregs, and he plays it 40 metres out from the line. A little bit of disorganisation here amongst the Blues as Brad Fittler steps. Andrew Eddinghausen kicks. Now the chase is on, and Kerrod Walters comes down with it.
It was very noticeable towards the end of that first half that Brad Fittler was coming in and playing first receiver much more often. I think that's what he needs to do.
Australian record crowd was just over 78,000, and that was, of course, for the St George South Grand Final in '65. So this has more than beaten that. It's absolutely smashed it. There's a punch-up in back play. Fittler offloads. Bradley Clyde is put away by Mal Meninga. And now Andrew G is engaging there with Paul Harrigan.
There's two of the more aggressive customers out there. Andrew G plays very physically. Paul Harrigan, he's the one I wouldn't be picking. You see here that Harrigan, he throws the first little 1-2. G answers in kind, throws the first punch. Interesting to see which way this one goes.
Penalty goes to the Blues. Well,
You didn't see the replay, Graham Annesley.
now Andrew G is trying to get away from Marker here. If Harrigan doesn't grab him, nothing's going to happen. Should have gone the other way for mine.
Brasher right in front, 29 out. There she goes, and it's a goal.
So they attempted to run the football, but good sliding defence from New South Wales. Brad Clyde goes through. We've seen, I think it's Elias that's been flattened in back play. Oh, didn't miss him either.
Very close to the line. Kerrod Walters again. Long ball for Langer. Equally so for Kevin Walters. Then Darren Smith. Now Gary Larson. O'Neill channels back infield. And O'Neill not held. Now he's almost over the line.
Oh, come on, Queensland.
Desperate stuff. O'Neill struggles to his feet. Darren Smith gets it away. Kevy Walters puts the kick in. It came off a Blues player, but he didn't play at the ball.
Well, that's just great scrambling defence.
85,513. It's an Australian record crowd. Time running out. 16 minutes to go in the game. Mark Hone's pass goes to ground. Brasher comes away. Brasher slices through. Brasher's to the 40-metre line. Queensland desperately getting back into possession. Fittler. Wrapped up by Langer and Larson.
Well, I know it broke down for Queensland there, but G. Marcone is an improved player. Really times his run. Big defence from Darren Smith there. Puts Lazarus on his backside.
Harrigan taken around the top.
High shot.
Kerrod Walters, he'll be called out.
He's got a very high shoulder. That's Paul Harrigan.
Larson, Darren Smith and Gordon Tallis. And now it's with Stewart. He shows it to Fittler. Tries to do it himself. There's a try! McGregor! Paul McGregor! Ricky Stewart magic! Ricky Stewart magic! McGregor gets the try. 69 gone. 14-0 the Blues.
Yeah, Ricky Stewart ran the football, and that was the important thing, but also a lot of bodies in motion. And you'll see the gap opens up on the outside because the Queensland players are put at 6s and 7s. Here's Ricky Stewart going across now. We freeze play there. You see the fact that he's going across. Here's McGregor coming back on the inside. That's put pressure on the Queensland defence. As play continues on, and we'll freeze it again now. You see that player, the Queensland player, has gone in to make the tackle. Queensland a little bit tired in defence over here. No cover defence coming across on the inside. A big gap there for Paul McGregor to go through.
It wasn't there when he attempted his first of 3 successful kicks, and that's wiped the smile from his face. 14-0, New South Wales. Kerrod Walters. Langer driving it down inside the New South Wales 20-metre point for Andrew Eddinghausen. A long run back for him to recapture, and here comes Eddinghausen. Brilliant run by him. He served notice here tonight that he doesn't like being put on the bench, as was the case in State of Origin 1 through Daly to Fittler. Meninga chases, Nagus is with the ball, and Nagus is over the sideline. Kerrod Walters off for Langer through to Moore, and then Meninga, and now O'Neill, and this is Hancock, and Hancock again. They're denied a try. Brasher's performance has been great.
Not an easy task to take Michael Hancock front on. 4 metres out from your own line. Tim Brasher. He's been outstanding defensively tonight and run the football back as Lazarus drops the ball, gives Queensland a chance. Larson ankle tapped, had support, should have thrown.
Larson then, 8 metres away from the line. It's out with Langer, and then put down by Adrian Valls. Ben Elias across for Lazarus. Lazarus then for Sirenen. Sirenen back for Elias. Pretty scrappy. Then Stewart. Now Barnhill. Now Stewart is engaging with Darren Fritz in the back play. I don't know what happened here, but Stewart, he's about 5'6", 5'7". He's chased Darren Fritz, who's 6'5", to get a shot on him.
Well, it's not the only one going on. Ben Elias again involved in one. Ricky Stewart, ex-teammate of Darren Fritz. They both played for Canberra.
Kerrod Walters, a bullet-like pass for Langer. Back for Khan. Khan is taken. Harrigan got him around the legs. Sirenen came over the top with Brasher. Kerrod Walters finds Alan Langer. Queensland looking to puncture the defence. Meninga picks it up, but a knock-on has been ruled. Sirenen, Barnhill was there looking for the pass. Seconds in the match remaining. The crowd counts it out. 85,500 of them. An Australian record rugby league crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. 14-0 to the Blues. Lazarus and McGregor the tries. Brasher the extras. Lazarus got across at the 9th minute. McGregor at the 69th.
See the New South Wales celebrating. The only, I suppose, disappointing thing of the night was Chris Johns was the only player out at the 34 who didn't get a run, but his chance will come.
Yes, here they come. And this welcome, this reception is not just for Queensland, but for Mal Meninga. The last time. The big fellas out there. This is the biggest party he's ever been to. And now Laurie Daly. He and the 12 men behind him have got an assignment. Let's see if we can spoil Mal's party. And there they are. The Blues. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go with State of Origin decider. Langer uses Fritz. Fritz comes into Mullins. Fittler combines. And Queensland are 15 out from their own line. Cone is thrust down to the ground. Long ball. Kevin Walters. Even longer for Langer. Langer inside for Billy Moore. And a thunderous tackle by Harrigan from behind. Langer across now for Mal Meninga. Then for Julian O'Neill. About 8 metres short of the halfway. They're on the last tackle now, the Queenslanders. As Langer puts in a little step and again. And then gives the pass back to Benny Elias, who offloads for Bradley Clyde. Clyde, he's going to score. Clyde, he gets the first try. Benny Elias like a thief in the night.
Great work from Elias, and you see that he had to cover a lot of yards. Every time Queensland set up to kick the football late in the tackle count, Elias is the man putting pressure. We freeze it there. That's Elias. He's come from that spot there. He's got to cover a lot of territory. As play continues, you'll see he steps inside Elias, but by that stage, the second wave had come through. Elias, no doubt he was onside there, found Brad Clyde. Now, Clyde had some work to do. He pushed off one player, did have the necessary speed. And that comes from pressure. Great work from the hooker there from New South Wales, and he reaped the right reward.
Well, that's once again that little deficiency in the Queensland kicking game. A lot of pressure on Alan Langer. Of course, he had no other option. Bradley Clyde there, scoring a good try.
Tim Brasher from close proximity converts. The Blues lead Queensland 6-0 after 14.
A number of occasions he's gone into first receiver as Ricky Stewart again hits a good torpedo towards the corner. This one looks like it will stay in. So the perfect kick when you're looking for field position. O'Neill does bring the ball out, but met by McGregor only 8 metres out.
For Ricky Stewart, and then for Paul Harrigan. He throws the pass and ran off, goes for the intercept, 6 more tackles. Stewart goes for the corner, Ingles in for Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen put away, 12 metres out from the line. He lies a dummy half. That was the first tackle, this is the second. And Harrigan is brought down. From Elias again on the third tackle. Stewart across for Daly. Laurie Daly! Oh, that is magnificent! Daly, adjacent to the uprights, gets the second try.
Oh, great try from Laurie Daly. Stood Alan Langer up in the front line with consummate ease. He still had plenty to do. But when Laurie Daly runs the football, you know the side is going well. This was almost a try down the other end. Harrigan flinging the ball out, ran off nearly getting control of it. And Ricky Stewart pounced on the football. The flick pass inside to Eddinghausen was dangerous. A good run from Paul Harrigan next ruck, and that opened something up out wide. Just watch this from Laurie Daly. The big left foot step inside Langer. Another one inside Darren Smith. Pushes off a couple of defenders over next to the post. Classic individual play.
This long pass from Ricky Stewart. A tough one for Laurie Daly to pick up. He's caught plenty of them. Too strong, too evasive there.
As Brasher raises the flags. And the Blues from New South Wales leading 12-0 after 22. That's where they are, and here they come. Across the 20-metre line, going back to go forward. Mal Meninga throws off one, throws off a second, steps out of a third, and then offers the ball for Willie Kahn. Good work by Meninga. He goes himself on the blind, puts the kick in, doesn't get a favourable bounce. The last tackle is Elias. Here comes a shot at goal from Ricky Stewart. It looks okay, but it's just wide.
Yes, that's the option now if you're within field goal range.
Two converted tries to the Blues, one for Clyde, one for Daly, and Brasher has added the extras. Billy Moore now for Michael Hancock. He's able to beat a couple before offloading. Renoff from a standing start, runs into Fettler, intercept! They won't catch Brett Mullins! Brett Mullins, he goes in to score right under the uprights.
Well,
what a magnificent moment for young Brett Mullins.
No, they've had some opportunities, New South Wales, and they've been able to capitalise on every one of them. Almost frustration in the Queensland attack there. They're very good at that, and they're keeping the ball alive. But this pass from Renoff didn't need to be thrown. You see here Gary Larson keeping the ball alive with the inside pass. Michael Hancock becomes involved from this one. Billy Moore getting the ball away. But the defence, the sliding defence from New South Wales, the scrambling has been very good. Renoff there, faced by 3 defenders. Through the pass, really in desperation, and Brett Mullins, who's looked for work all night, comes up with an easy run to the try line, exactly where you want to score them.
A little bit unfortunate here for Steve Renoff. He is trying to create something out of nothing there. Brett Mullins, well, his first Origin try, certainly won't be his last. So, number 2.
Yeah, you'll find that's his second try. Brett Mullins in Origin football. And Tim Brasher. The flags go up. I thought for a moment he might have pushed it wide. 18 points to 0 in favour of the Blues over the Maroons.
To win a State of Origin series, you must be positive in everything you do, even with this lead. That was touched, so everybody's onside for New South Wales. Fittler.
The loose ball is picked up by New South Wales. Brett Fittler is with it, puts the kick into the corner, looks for Eddinghausen. Hancock does well. With 41.25 minutes to go. Larson, Meninga, over the halfway. Kevin Walters, Alan Langer, 40 metres out. Steve Walters, a chance here.
Let's go, Queensland.
Gordon Tallis is brought down. 21 metres out from the line. This is the last. Khan is the dummy half. The runner is Kevin Walters. He puts a kick in, regathers. Here's a try. Here's a try for Andrew G. Andrew G. He scores for the Maroons. 18 points to 4 now.
Well, the clock's counting down. Going to score before half-time. It had to be done on this tackle. But to the last, there's that little ball inside there from Mal. Kevin Walters has been involved twice already. Steve Walters taking a nice pass from Al. Putting one to Gordon Tallis. See here, it's a fairly quick play. The ball does Tallis. It's Kevin Walters with the little left footer through. Andrew G backing up, shows the ball. Queensland, well, if they're not back in it, they've certainly closed the gap a bit.
This was tremendous work by Kevin Walters. The kick, the regather, and the pass, all in one motion. And Andrew G gets his first Origin try. He's just off centre. A chance to take Queensland to the break. 12 points down, hits the upright, goes through, and so the try is converted. New South Wales leading Queensland at halftime by 18 points to 6. The fat man, he wouldn't be feeling all that well either back in Sydney. But anyway, let me tell you, you've got a very good substitute. He also barracks heavily for them as the start gets underway here again. And it's Sheridan who's brought down for New South Wales. Dahlia from dummy half, getting it away for Dean Pay. Oh, a couple of haymakers from Andrew G. Harrigan comes rushing in. Dean Pay goes to ground.
Well, he didn't muck about there, Andrew G. A couple of big uppercuts there. I don't know how successful they were connecting with Dean Pay.
Stewart ran the decoy. Daly back for Elias, around the back for Clyde. They're 15 metres out. McGregor getting very deep, out wide to the right. Elias goes for the drop goal, and it's there. That's a further point to the Blues tally. 19 points to 6 now. 5 tackles gone. Stewart again, the kick, and beautifully fielded by O'Neill. Julian O'Neill, up and away he goes to be tackled by the kicker.
He's looked very dangerous, Julian O'Neill. We've got a little bit of a problem on the far side. Temper starting to fray. That's Alan Langer on the bottom of that.
Could well be the man of the series, McGregor. McGregor gets away from home, looks for support, finds Brasher in the centre, but they put it down. Kevin Walters turning defence into attack. Julian O'Neill now, outside the 40-metre line. Good tackle by Paul Harrigan. Langer. Attention in back play for Gary Larson. Striding down the ground. Walters finds Renouf. The flying Steve Renouf. Will he make it? Yes, I think so, yes. Momentum got him
They're
across.
back, Queensland.
Great try there. Tremendous work up the middle of the ruck. David Barnhill just caught out in defence a little bit. We'll see him up the middle of the ruck, but they've turned defence into attack here, and no surprise to see Steve Renouf has got his side back into this match. This was the break. Steve Walters reads that poorly, allows McGregor on the inside, throws the ball back inside to Tim Brasher, just a little bit behind him, and straight away Julian O'Neill was there to swoop. It looked as though he'd run away from his support players in Khan and Meninga on the outside, but from the next play we'll see a good change in the point of attack from the Queensland side. Kevin Wallace coming back on the inside as we freeze it there. There you see, that's David Barnhill. He's come across. Nobody from New South Wales has come across to cover the inside. That leaves a big hole. A little bit of fatigue. A beautiful pass there from Kevin Walters. Difficult to throw under those circumstances. And Steve Renouf brushed a couple of players. Takes Mullins over the side, over the try line.
He gets the goal. Queensland are back to 19-12. 57 minutes gone. Langer around the back, a second man play, then Big Mal. He chimes in, shows it to Renouf, brushes away from McGregor, then puts Coyne in field. Coyne gets his pass away. Steve Walters is with it. They're down to the 30-metre line, the Maroons, and the never say die attitude is starting to rise to the surface. Away for Langer now. He crosses the 30. Kevin Walters improves. Kevin Walters, he runs into a swarm of the Blues. Now it's the fifth tackle coming up. Fritz has found himself a dummy half. Out for Alan Langer. Langer puts the grubber through. Back there to field it is Brasher. And Brasher is tackled about 3 metres out from his own line. Playing in his 11th Origin game. Across from Stewart. They go for the drop goal off Bradley Fittler's boot. And it's there. The second drop goal in the game for the Blues. And they lead by 20 points to 12 now.
Just don't want to give an opportunity to Queensland, which means, and the worst way to do that would be to give them possession close to their own line.
You might not have seen... Oh, here's an intercept and a try, and State of Origin 1994. Brad Fittler scores the try, and that is it. 24 points to 12, and another Queensland mistake leading to a New South Wales try.
Yes, you have to say 3 tries tonight for New South Wales have been very soft. Just a bad pass here, a long cut-out pass. Mal Meninga couldn't get up high enough, and Brad Fittler, again, had to be there to catch the football. That's the thing about luck in this game. You have to put yourself in a position to take advantage of it, and that's what New South Wales have done tonight.
So Brad Fittler, only seconds ago, kicked the drop goal, and now scores the try. And that has put the Origin beyond doubt. Coach Gould has taken him very much under his wing as Brasher converts. The Blues now by 26 points to 12 after 75. Nagus swerving across the ground and inside the 20-metre line. Another of the Raiders goes into the game. The last, and Ben Elias goes for the drop goal. And this time he's got it again. I thought he might have missed it, but the little fellow, the bouncing Benny, gets another point. 27 to 12. New South Wales hold the shield, and they rewrite the record books for a New South Wales side. Moore, the pass over for Coyne, and a desperate save over there by Chris Johns. And there's the siren in the background. It is all over. New South Wales wins the Origin of 1994. What a series it's been. Sydney, of course, was a miracle. Melbourne was history, and now New South Wales wrap it up at Lang Park, something they've never done before. Win an Origin decider at Lang Park, 27 points to 12, and exit from the Origin scene one of rugby league's greats, Mal Meninga.